To comment briefly about on what John said about the language that's important. It does seem to me that that this is a serious issue. It is, in some ways, it's the issue between governments and leaders and citizens that are trying to communicate something, I think, desperately to one another, but find themselves talking over one another's head because they're not using words that the other side either are hearing or are willing to listen to. And it's almost like a marriage. You know, you can, those of us who've been married for quite a long time understand that if you say something, you know, you may well say something in a way that you think your wife is going to accept and hear properly, and she will hear something completely different. She hears criticism where you were thinking that you're trying to be helpful. My wife might hear that quite a bit, I'm not sure, but it's just a reality. And you know, it may not be said in a nasty way, and it may not even be, and certainly might not be meant that way, but if the language is not similar and you're not prepared to really listen hard, then there's an awful lot of misinterpretation that takes place, and then the ground is set for some ugly confrontations. And this is particularly bad when in my experience, when people come into what they think is going to be a conversation, or they say is going to be a conversation, and they've already got their set pieces. They go across the table, and they say their set piece. None of it registers on either side. I mean, I'm not picking on anybody. It just doesn't register. It's kind of the blank look, and then the other guy says his set piece, and no conversation takes place. Because conversation, people talk about one-sided conversation. There's actually not such a thing. Conversation is a two-sided thing, and the best conversations that I've experienced have been, you know, typically it takes a while. You build a relationship first, people let their guard down, then an actual conversation takes place. But I don't think you can overstate what John was saying. If the language, if we're not careful on the language, then you resolve you're going to be misunderstood, and you're stuck with set pieces that gain us nothing.